Hi folks, I received this engine off eBay a couple of days ago and it needed a little work. It didn't run good. It really didn't run good in one direction versus the other. And I thought I would make a video that would maybe help some people on how to fine tune a Jensen 55. And you can make yours run as good as this one is right here. If you'll notice this little red lever, it should bob up and down like a little sewing machine regardless of what directions it's going in. This one did not do that in the forward motion. And when I would put the lever down, I could feel a whole lot of resistance. I had to force it down. It should want to suck down. The spring should take it down and up just like that. But I'm going to start off with a couple of main things and then get into what I had a problem with on this one. First off, let's start by saying the engine should be cold and don't try any of this under steam. I have an apparatus set up here where I can run it off of compressed air. And you can probably shove any silicone hose in there and get 4 or 5 pounds out of it. And that's enough to test what you want to test. Start off by making sure that the timing is adjusted right. With this crank lever all the way in the down position, that Allen head should be straight up, and it's a 5/64. So check that first on both sides to make sure that that's correct. That'll be a huge problem if it's not right or close to right. But assuming that's proper, let's move on to the next problems. For this one especially, this one came with this great big old spring on there. It's not a factory spring, and it's about 3 or 4 times stronger than it needs to be. And what I found out was that this clamp right here for the reversing lever was so tight it wouldn't let it seat in the downward position. So I just took these 4 screws out right there and took that lever off of there, and I've got one right here that you can look at. And I just stuck a screwdriver in there and just pried that a little more open. Made all the difference in the world. But this is your reversing lever, and this is off of a spare. And these little hold downs should be just free like that. They should just be able to move easy. And this one wasn't at all. And another important feature that important problem that this one had was these 2 tangs that are for the Stevenson reversing linkage. They were off. As you can see, these are dead parallel to each other, and that's how they should be. So what would happen was in the up or the down position, one or the other valving was not opening and closing all the way because it wasn't seating all the way. So I bent those, and it's easy to bend those. Stick your vice grip right there so you isolate the levers from each other, and just bend one up or the other down, or whatever you need to do to get them level. Don't go crazy on it because they will snap off. And then another thing, this is fine-tuning stuff here now. Make sure that your gasket that they sent you is centered over the hole. There's under the steam block, this supplies steam to the cylinders. There's a hole down there, and there's a hole in the center of that gasket. And make sure it's centered. You shouldn't see too much sticking out from one side or the other. If you do, the gasket is probably misaligned, and it could be partially blocking the hole. So you want to make sure that you get that centered. And it's easy to do. You just unloosen these screws and just position it under there, where you just got a little bit peeking out evenly on both sides. And while you got that apart or loose, the last thing I like to do here is align these steam chests. And you can do that. I do it with it under air, and all you got to do is hold on to it and just move it. It'll move about 1/16 of an inch, believe it or not. Move it back and forth until it picks up speed, and you can feel the vibration or the knocking inside the cylinder become more or less as you get more aligned. And then when you get it where you want, just screw it back tight again. And the last thing I do, which was a simple but real easy help, is I put a little notch right here in this last lever for the spring. That way the spring can ride in that notch and not just ride against this armature right here and rub and kind of scruff off speed. So I hope all these tips help and make your Jensen 55 run like it should. And happy steaming, and have a good day.